Hey, yay, yay, yer. It's Corrupt, and we back. This seemed like it's been a little interesting topic amongst our community. So here we go.
It's
Uh,
just I
I'll
got
drop my question of the night. This should stir up some stuff. It seems like over on, I seen you guys were all watching just now, and Ryan had asked him a question, DVD, and
I was
DVD,
gone for a minute. It's DVS, but okay.
DVS. I know, I like DVS. I'm just joking. He's actually a good dude, but he didn't answer the question when he said that black people can't be racist. How is that possible?
Well, because in the area that he comes from, now I don't want to speak for the man, right? But from my understanding, from a similar area, way, way, way far away from where his is, um, we're taught that racist is the act of a race holding another form down by having power over them, right? Um,
Oh,
prejudice is
okay,
hating another race.
okay.
That's, I mean,
Hey, am I coming
that's
through
how it
clear?
was. Yeah. You good, bro? That's
That
how it
took
was
you about
explained to
three
me.
seconds to explain that, bro.
I disagree
Yeah,
with you on that, Corrupt. I think, well, to me, I'll tell you what racism is to me, and it's just discriminating on race.
But is that, I want to know, is that the actual definition? Because that's how I look at it. But Corrupt just put a good point. If it's holding a race down, but nowadays it's
I've
almost
heard that
reverse
before.
racism.
that's. I mean, I'm just saying what I was, what I learned, what I was learned growing up in Alabama in the area I did. You know what I mean? And I can only assume the way that he acts about it, he grew up in an area similar. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm thinking that he was probably spit that same kind of thing too, and that's why
I
he
look
thinks that.
at I look at reverse racism like saying reverse hate, which is still hate. Like I just feel like racism's racism, no matter what. Like,
It's a
but
good
yeah,
way
I
to
see
put
what
it,
you're
bro.
saying. But
No, it's
But like,
actually a good
and
way to put it. Hate is hate. Like, I don't
yeah,
know. Like, I often wonder, let's say we went back in time and somehow white people lived in Africa and black people took the power. Would they be saying, oh no, we don't want you white guys to be slaves? We wish this never happened. Or would it be exactly the same? It's just the way the dice got rolled. It's not our fault what happened thousands, hundreds of years
that's a
ago.
good question. That's a DVS question, bro.
Well, the other one gets real deep, and I don't want to talk about it here because this is a fact. It's just too deep. In the beginning, bro, we didn't know nothing about slavery. We went over there, we had spices. Black slave owners traded their black slaves for spices, and that's how we started to bring slaves over here.
Read this comment, bro. We about to get schooled, yo.
Yeah, Gangish is, bro, this is the why I'm on here, bro. This guy is probably, when it comes to certain things, I just sit back and learn, especially from him, bro. Gangish is a good person to, he, how can I put it? You can see, I think he thinks like me, like there is no racism. He don't even see colors. Like I don't believe he does. I've talked to him so many times that
I
God,
heard you guys. I heard you guys talking earlier about Krupp was talking about the definition of racism. The definition of racism that DVS is
Asked.
working with, right?
I was asked.
with DVD.
Well, yeah, he gave. Well, you gave an
Yes.
explanation, right?
Yeah.
You
I
were
gave that.
asked
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
gave an
I
explanation.
I
So
said
I'm
the
gonna.
only place I know that he could be coming from on it was
Well, he clearly is. Okay, so I'm gonna explain what happened. What happened is around 2000, somewhere around 2010, 2011, the academics started making a serious push to get a sociological definition added to the dictionary. Before that, there's been sociological definitions, but there wasn't this one. There wasn't the one pertaining to race. And so what they did is
Gang, what does sociological mean? You're talking about me.
um,
sociology, dealing
Like
with the
with
study,
people, dealing with
the
like
study of
social
people.
issues,
Yeah,
people.
it's how people socialize. Sociology is the study of how people socialize,
Okay.
how people interact with each other. So, um, this definition, they eventually got it put in, and they got a bunch of sociological definitions put in that they wanted, things that buttress their point, buttress their arguments, and they became addendums to the definition that was there. So if you looked up racism, it would say definition. Treating somebody wrong based upon the color of their skin, or a standard definition that we would think of. It would say that, and then right beneath it, it would say sociological definition, and then it would give you the sociological definition, which is that it's power, it's racism. Think of prejudice plus power, plus the power to enact it. The idea being that if a poor black guy could hate white people as much as he wants, if he ain't got no money and no way to put the screws to the white guy, he can't be racist. That's their idea.
That's crazy.
It's stupid. It's a stupid idea. It's a ridiculous idea, and it's an idea that they created because the circumstances didn't fit their argument. So they forced Webster to change it in there initially, and then later on, like somewhere around like 2000. Maybe 2017, it stopped being a sociological definition, and now it's just definition number 2.
See, that's the sociological way we were raised up in the area. You know what I mean? So, like, that's the only way I could see how he says what he says, right?
I actually thought that BLM might have had something to do with changing the definition.
No, it was before that. They've been
Do you
working
guys
on it.
do you guys deal with BLM everywhere, or is that just a New York thing?
They're not anything to worry about out here. They're annoying, but
Well, they're not to worry about, but they destroy cars.
there's not enough of them. That's what I'm saying. No, there's not enough of them, and they're not that violent. Not out here.
Yeah, they don't really exist in it. Well, I mean, I'm sure they exist, but you don't see too many of them out here either, because
They destroy
shit would be all
Manhattan.
bad for them.
My eyes, they're destroying Manhattan. Their own people are saying the same thing, bro, because they just hold up streets, break cars. It's almost like, I don't know, I believe a good part of them have a good heart. I think the other people are there for the looting, they're there for the robbing. It's just not what it should be. It's not what the news shows it, that's for sure.
Hey, here's the question, bro. Should I retitle this live DVS's definition of racism?
It's not really his.
So,
I
Genghis,
mean, but
what
that's
is
what
your
everybody was trying to get at
Let's
tonight.
ask everybody their definition. My definition is you hating a race just because they're a race, just because their color, just because who they are, you hate them. That's my definition of it.
I always took racism. I always took like racism as the idea that one race is superior to another.
Racism to me is a race that can hold another race down.
Yeah, like
So you think that it has to do with power? You agree with the power definition?
No, I think it's if you hate somebody.
No,
if you
he
hate
just
somebody
gave it.
for their color.
Him.
Oh,
Krupp. You just said that, right?
Corrupt.
You're the one who just said. I'm not arguing. I'm just asking. It's a sociological definition. There's a good portion of the country that agrees with that definition. You know what I mean?
bro, I'm gonna tell you like this. Growing up here in southern Arizona, as close to the border as I am, in the environment that I grew up in, some of the most racist, and I mean racist as in to my definition, right, where one race is superior to the other.
Yeah.
Fucking Mexicans, bro, towards black people.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
You're
Like,
right.
I'm telling you, and I'm talking like, not like, I mean like Chicanos, yeah, but like straight paisas.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's pretty fucking ridiculous, and they don't give a fuck, bro.
Uh-uh.
They don't give a fuck.
It's just
And,
accepted. It's accepted
yeah.
where they're from.
Yeah.
They don't care. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, so like New York's definition of racism is what I call prejudice, right? And my definition is that of racism.
Want to
You
know what's
think-
crazy, bro? I'm thinking in my head, and this is stupid on my part. I think kind of the word racist and the word racism kind of have different definitions. Like a racist is you hate me because I'm white, you racist. A racism is a group hating another group because they're, like you said, almost the power again. Like they feel they're holding them down or they're suppressing them.
Yeah, I know what you're saying there. I get
Well, you know, okay, the ability to see what's in front of you and decide whether or not it's dangerous is something that it's a trait, you know what I mean? An evolutionary trait that'll keep you alive, you know? So the ability to notice who was dangerous immediately, if I can figure out who the dangerous gangbanger is quicker than you, over time, that means I'm going to have more kids than you, right?
Evolution.
So
Yeah.
we what you call it? So we favored for that trait, you know, just naturally being able to spot danger immediately. So that hypervigilance, especially whenever it comes to unknown tribes, because we are members of tribes. Whenever it comes
Yeah,
to unknown
humans are
tribes,
tribal by
yeah,
nature.
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
There's no you can see it immediately whenever you see a young child that is black, a little baby, whenever it sees a white person for the first time. They know, they're like, that's a different tribe. They don't hate them. They don't act any different towards them. But if you've ever
sure,
seen a
it's,
little black kid or a little white kid that sees black people for the first time, they're
they're
astounded.
curious if anything.
Yeah, they realize it's something in them knows this is a different tribe. There's something else going on here.
Want to know what's gang? What you just said made me laugh because no way you see that. You even see that with animals. Like when my dog first saw a black person in the park, it was almost funny because he
Yeah.
was flipping. Never seen a black. I'm laughing. It was one of my buddies too. I'm laughing. He's like, "Why is your dog flipping out?" I'm like, "I really think because you're black, bro." I'm like, "I don't think you've ever seen a black."
Yeah.
I'm like, "My dog is so nice to everybody, and they don't see every color." I'm like, "I just likes you because he's the racist." Yeah, it's I've never been to neither. I don't know all the down south states. Any one I have been to, I feel like race lives like I don't know, like people just don't talk about it, but it's still alive and well.
It ain't just the southern state. No,
It's
it's
why I didn't
it's
want to
not.
say it, but in New
But
York, bro, racism is still around, but it's dead too because it's bro. Everybody just is cool with everybody. He was
but
saying that you can't get union work as colored. What are you
this
talking
new
about? They had that
generation,
whole affirmative action, bro. They literally said we need to hire colored people till it evens out. Like
so
they're
Lou,
trying to things.
um, this new generation is doing a pretty good job with it though, man.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. It had to be done. It looks
like
bad to say we
there's
can
a,
only hire black people, but
there's a
eventually,
lot
when it evens out, it should be that way.
there's a lot that they're not doing well with, but the
Oh hell
racial
yeah.
stuff they're definitely doing better probably than any other generation before then. He said Pennsylvania more racist than Alabama. Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean it's but
I
it's like anything else, man. You got your people, you know what I mean? And it also comes with classism. The more that somebody has classism, the more chances are that they probably gonna have racist tendencies too.
What's crazy in New York is, and a lot of people will say this, I felt like nobody wanted, but I have been hearing it. Bro, it's almost like everybody against the skinheads. Like it really is normal white people because it ain't like you have to pick a side, but you still get those guys who I think the New York skinheads are a bunch of bitches that need to get together and form Voltron. And the second they get out there, they're like, I'm not a racist. But it's everybody versus them, really.
My experiences with them are very few. Uh,
Yeah, but
and
I
I
only
know
had
that
one.
they
I
go to
didn't even know.
prison.
Put it this way, I don't know where they are in New York, but yet when there's a parade or something, they show up like crazy.
They probably
I
come from
was,
other places too, bro. I
bro,
mean,
they just pop up out of nowhere. Like I don't know where they hide. They're here, but I've never seen a rally besides like in Manhattan here and there. I don't know where those skinheads be hiding in New York.
look, part of the reason I'm an Auburn Tiger fan is because of classism. Because all them damn Alabama fans when I was coming up down there, bro, it seemed like they was all the ones. It's just they was the uppity type, you know what I mean? And so I was like, I can't get jiggy with this.
Look at that movie Blindside, bro. Like even if you really look at what that movie is, it's kind of like bullshit.
They got some whole legal stuff going on with it now, don't they? Old boy Michael Orr,
Oh
he's
yeah.
suing the white parents or whatever.
Yeah, because it was all bullshit. They used them. Bro, when I saw that movie and everything was still good, I actually thought that. I was like, I know movies are just based on a true story. I'm like, to me, it sounds like these white people we found a poor little black boy who could
Now,
be a meal ticket for us.
not
Like,
them, not the act of what they did, but the act of you thinking that when it was brand new. Is that racist?
uh, Maybe a little bit, but it was the other way. Like I was looking at, no, yeah, but as a white person, I can see white racists. Like when white people are racist, I see it right away. And I felt like that was the
Wait,
whole.
what was the question?
But he was talking about how, what I mean, when the movie first came out, even before anything was raised about this whole Michael Orr thing, he felt like that they was that was the case already. That they was grabbing this little dude and gonna try to get something out of like.
Not even, you know what? Not even get something out of him. How can I put it? I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. Like, oh, look at us save this little black guy. Like that's how I felt, bro. Because I just know white. I grew up with white racists, bro. I know them. I know. Like, how can I put it? I got a friend who the parents growing up had bought this kid football gear and all this stuff growing up, and the whole neighborhood is like, oh, they were so great. They helped him. They were doing that as like I spoke to them behind closed doors and I seen for what it was. It was more like, oh, look at us. We're not racist, which is the most racist thing you can do.
Yeah. I mean,
look at us help the little black.
That ain't what it's about though, did he? It's about he was saying that when that movie came out, that's how he was looking at it, that it was probably like that. And so I said, outside of the act of what they did, which is obviously what they did, him thinking that so early on, is that racist?
But you're saying racist like me against black, or me being racist against because
I'm it coming to your mind.
Yeah, because that's what I'm trying to explain is because I've seen it. Like I've seen this lady I know that everybody in my town would be like, oh, she was so nice. She used to help the underprivileged black kids. And it wasn't the case. She was doing that because she had some guilt or something in her head. Like my parents used to say it all the time. They hated the fact that the whole neighborhood thought she was a good person. My parents hated her. She was like, she literally did that just because she had some sort of guilt or some sort of something that she had to be, look at me, help the little black kids. It's different when it's natural. It's different when you're trying to help people.
I'm more so asked the question, not really to get the answer, bro. I asked the question to point out to try to suddenly point out what Genghis just typed right there. You know what I mean? Like, because I pretty much know the answer without asking the question, right? Like, I don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what he was gonna say pretty much there. But it's just the fact that you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Correct. Yeah, but how can I put it? I agree, but I don't because, bro, I did it naturally. How can I put it? Like, if even to this day, maybe not when I was a kid, but nowadays, if I'm walking in the store and there's a black guy and a white guy sitting there, you got a cigarette, you got $1, I'm gonna give each one. Like, it has nothing to do with color to me. I really, really, truly don't see color, bro. I hate skinheads more than anybody in this whole genre, and I guarantee you that because I said the story 3 times in the last couple of days. I'm not repeating it, but I had a run-in where I learned real fast that, like I don't know. I feel like if it comes natural, if you have to think about it, then you're racist a little bit. Like,
hey, shout out to Tommy Thunder. I was saying we got Thunder Gang, we got a Thundercast, we got a podcast coming out soon, very very soon, bro.
Tommy that's who you're doing it with, bro.
Yeah. Me and Tommy. Yeah.
All right, that's how you mentioned the other day. Too. That's good. That would actually be really good, bro. Like it's. Like some racism confuses me in ways because I just don't get it.
I get that, bro. Like, I mean,
like if you don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to sound like fucking like Sister Maria because if you come at me as a racist, then I'll go right back at you with it. But I just don't see the need for it, bro. Like I know good black people and I know shitty white people and I know bad black people and shitty black, white. It goes both ways, bro.
People are people.
Yeah, people are people, right?
But like I know, there's older people that I know around me, bro. That sometimes they say some things, and it's just like I can't wrap my head around.
It's crazy, bro. I said that on a live the other night. I feel like when you get past a certain age, you turn into a racist, and you feel it's okay to say it.
It ain't that, bro. It's yet again generational thing. I mean, like my parents' age is probably around the last bit of it, really deep, like except for certain areas, right? But and they were born in the mid and late 50s, so yeah, it's definitely generational shit.
It's generational, and I'm starting to see. That's why, like, as I say certain things, I'm learning a lot on YouTube, bro. It's also where you live. Like as I'm talking to you, I'm like, he grew up somewhere else. I'm like this. Where I grew up, it's just different when it's come from different places. But that's what's good about YouTube.
Yeah, man. It's a melting pot, if you would. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I don't
a
know
lot
if
of
you
different.
saw, just on a side note, just to throw some shit in there. Like, bro, I was so against skinheads that when all this stuff happened with Plug and them, like Fetters, I had said to myself, I'm like, this guy, he's not a racist now, but as soon as he goes back to prison, he'd be a racist again that next day. And just thinking that way for a couple days, nobody even knew it, bro. I actually touched base with him to apologize. I was like, yo, dude, you changed the way I think. I was like, I'm so stuck on racist cannot change, but I really believe that guy did.
But look, bro, if somebody who's like that, who has came out and they changed, right, and they really changed, what do they have to fear to go to prison again?
Fight the fear when I feel like dying. I'm trying to fly high, but I'm not a pilot, can't deny it. There's some days I feel idiotic, just a product of a system where you're lucky just to make a dollar. That ain't gonna stop me cause my grind's contagious. I'll do what it takes to turn passion to paychecks. And if I go down, I'ma do it on my terms.
I think I am gonna title this live something about what's your definition of racism.
Why don't you? You know what you could do though? You know what you could do on some real shit? You want to do some professional shit? Is take this motherfucking live, cut out all the parts where it's people talking about racism, and stitch them bitches together with just some normal transitions. Don't do nothing fancy. Just some normal transitions, some fades, and throw some little music in the background, little quiet music in the background, and you be half-ass professional, my homie.
Yeah.